U.S. Farm Report weather is brought to you by H&S Manufacturing. Featuring 3 front windows and dual hydraulic gate delay, the Top Dog forage boxes make sure you get the most of every use. Learn more at the H&S website.
Another bomb cyclone with an atmospheric river bringing flooding rains and damaging winds that hit the East Coast this week. Some areas of the Northeast are actually still under extreme drought before the latest storm. Jack Van Meter gives us a look this weekend.
Starting off with our jet stream, a pretty dynamic pattern is starting to emerge with our jet stream. Again, a lot of folks around the country are starting to recover from that Arctic blast that we had a few days ago. And take a look at what we're dealing with, especially for the Midwest regions and, again, the heartland. Really going to be dealing with an almost cut-off area of low pressure, which actually is going to be bringing a good amount of rainfall. Followed that by another little blast of colder air. We won't call it Arctic, we'll just call it colder than normal air. Actually, we can see what's happening behind that. We're going to get some subtle ridging, which is going to actually raise most of our temperatures by next week. Again, for our northern states here, we're talking from the Dakotas all the way out into upstate New York. Expect some below average temperatures through midweek, and actually expecting some rain for the middle of the country as well, as that starts to deepen and again moves off the coast there. Estimated snowfall, again, through the next foreseeable future is what we're dealing with, especially out west, where they're seeing actually above average amounts of snow because of the atmospheric river moving off the coast of the Pacific there, actually moving on. And what's happening is it's falling as rain first and then being lifted up by the mountains. And as we can see, a good slug of snowfall is expected all the way from Portland, pretty much to Billings, and even reaching Denver as well, especially in those higher elevations, especially those mountain regions. Now the Dakota's going to get a little bit of snowfall there, maybe around 3 to 6 inches. Again, this is going to be through Tuesday, as that system that pretty much hugs the Canadian and U.S. border moves by throughout the weekend. Here's a precipitation outlook, again, from the 17th here all the way up to the 21st. And what we're looking at, again, is that ridging really starting to build up, especially for the western part of the country. As we can see, Arizona and parts of Nevada really drier than normal. We actually are going to be seeing a little bit of moisture start to form down in southern Texas, and actually that's of course going to be aided by the Gulf of Mexico starting to advect some moisture up from there. And then as we can see, East Coast as well, going to be seeing those above average chances of precipitation. That's going to just because all of the low pressure systems that are moving through going to be, of course, depositing some rain on the East Coast. Here's our temperature outlook, and actually, as you can tell, kind of mirrors the precipitation outlook. Why is that? Well, of course, because we're talking ridging in the west. We're actually going to be seeing some warmer temperatures for especially Wyoming all the way up to Billings there. As we can see, really, really warm temperatures there. Pretty much average, though, for much of the Midwest and actually Great Lakes states. So they'll be pretty normal temperatures, again, leading right up to Christmas there on the 21st.
Thanks, Jack. Well, a major surprise in WASDE this week. Could it be a game changer for corn? Plus, milk hit $24 this past year. But just briefly, could that make a return in 2025? Our marketing roundtables are next.